And now Jason is in outer space? Who does he think he is? A leprechaun? Or a critter? Or Pinhead? Or James Bond? This series has gone way too far. Go back to being a grounded series about a mother avenging the death of her son, who later comes back to kill teenagers all on his own, and then he's killed and is brought back to life after being struck by lightning, and then fights a girl with telekinetic powers, and then boards a ship to New York where he melts back down into being a kid, and then comes back as a body snatcher. The 2001 film Jason X should probably be called, look, we had to do something while Freddy vs. Jason was in development hell. The movie does what every great ongoing series does, which is change its setting to outer space. Well, almost every great ongoing series. Where was the space, God's Not Dead 3? It was a natural progression of events. Here's a scene from the 1980 Friday the 13th.
Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those two others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned.
And here's a scene from Jason X. What a difference 2 decades makes. There's really no explanation as to how Jason is still here, given the ending of Jason Goes to Hell, but when Freddy vs. Jason did come out, it did tie up that loose end a bit. The film was directed by Jim Isaac, who did special effects work on Return of the Jedi, Gremlins, and Look Who's Talking 2. Its space setting caused many to immediately scoff at the film's existence, which led to bad reviews from critics and fans alike, but its tongue-in-cheek humor and memorable death scenes paved the way for the movie to at least achieve cult film status. It's also the swan song for Kane Hodder's run as Jason Voorhees. As a cinema snob, though, if I didn't want slasher films in my national parks, then I definitely don't want them in outer space, breathing the same air as Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Unless this film can truly surprise a cynical bastard such as myself. I've already watched Jason Goes to Hell. All of this is apparently going on inside of Jason's head? Why does his brain consist of a 9 Inch Nails music video? And who knew there were tiny men living inside of Jason? The body snatcher worm is one thing, but think about these unpaid employees. Jason is being held at the Crystal Lake Research Facility? What the fuck? Let's base Area 51 in Haddonfield while we're at it. Jason has been held here so long he's growing some prison hair. Too bad his mask is covering his prison beard. Speaking of, it's nice they gave him a fresh new mask. The previous one was getting a little ratty. His shifty eyes make me think that Jason is not one to be trusted. So, how about instead of insulting his looks, you just blow him up again? Only don't eat the heart this time. Dr. Wimmer has other plans, though.
What are you doing here?
I'm taking a specimen.
Holy shit, it's David Lynch! Jason is to be transferred, most likely to the Camp Arawak research facility. Lexa Doig's Rowan wants him destroyed, while Wimmer wants testing done to find out just how he's regenerating. Fair point. Let's see how that goes. That death was totally Cronin Hitchcockian. Serves you right for keeping his machete in the research facility with him. No, don't put him in there. That's where we keep our processed meats. He's gonna spoil. Don't worry about this wound. A few 100 years frozen in place ought to heal that nicely. And then Jason became Captain America. He doesn't really save the world. He mostly just kills fornicating teenagers. It's 400 plus years in the future. Earth has been abandoned, except for student research expeditions. I'm not making any of this up. And apparently this research facility was so little known that no one ever stumbled upon it until centuries later after the Earth was completely abandoned. Should have put him in the Springwood Research Facility.
Anyone thinking what I'm thinking?
Ooh, free Tyson chicken nuggets. Hell yes! Oh, we're not a chicken nugget. Leave her here, folks. We've already got one actress from Andromeda. We don't need two. Although this is a much better Andromeda cast film. Only the brightest students get to go on these field trips. Idiot! Their ship is being piloted by Captain Ridley Scott movie as they're headed back to Earth 2, original name. Here, give the body to Commander Todd Farmer. He wrote the script, he'll know what to do with it. These crew members seem like they should be around students as much as baby Huey.
We found 2 bodies in deep cryostasis. The KM unit thinks we can resuscitate the female.
Female? She's cute. Yeah. And single.
Don't molest the frozen women. I guess this is all part of their class, Stupid Shenanigans 101.
Oh shit! I forgot my arm.
Yeah, here you go, dumbass.
Hi, hand.
How much longer do I have to wait until Jason comes back to life so he can kill that guy? Why start questioning things now? We've got fucking to get to.
Smart and sexy.
Right time, right place. You can't tell me any different. Nothing like a rotting corpse that smells like 400-year-old blue cheese to really set the mood. The bodies are being put back together by microscopic ants. Go back to the realistic entries, like the girl with telekinetic powers hanging Jason with an electrical cord. Rowan is being told the unfortunate news that the year is now 2455. Ugh, the 50s. But the body of Jason may be a bit of a gold mine.
A box of DVDs is not a gold mine. I told you, I can't move 'em.
Just look at the file.
Oh yeah, tell that to my rare coffin DVD set of Dark Shadows. I guess the opening scene was taking place in 2000, even though the Friday the 13th timeline is so stretched out, it would be the 25th century by this point. Professor Voice of Link wants to sell Jason to the highest bidder. Move over, Nika Toys. Icicle Jason is way better. Someone's gonna have to twist his nipples over a good deal.
Harder.
You want it a little harder?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh,
Yeah?
God. Yeah, that's it.
That's it right there.
Oh,
Yeah, Daddy likes it hard.
I don't like future sex. It makes my nipples hurt, but at least they're not falling off.
What do you think? Do you like them?
They're fine.
Just like an ex machina. Ew, boring vanilla sex. Where's the nipple clamps and the falling off body parts? Speaking of sexy, I'm sure there's a more convenient way to take off a hockey mask. It was then they realized the bread pudding was way too moldy to eat. We've known all along that Jason has a sex sense that is so strong that teens fucking awakens him from a 400-year sleep. Daddy's got a boner! Let me guess, another lame machete kill?
I was chosen today!
I guess every facility on Earth or in space has a spare machete or machete-like substitute. Now for some backstory on Jason, as if you need to tell me that.
We tried everything. Electrocution, gas, firing squad. We even hung him once. Nothing worked.
Again, blow him up and don't eat the heart! Good God, more flirting? Even the crew on board the Emmanuel space vessel would tell you to tone down the fucking. Ooh, an android. I hope I get to be one of these on Andromeda. Attention, space students. We got a Jason on board. Stop with the fucking unless you want to be killed. He hates fucking. That guy wanted to be killed. The sex was that good. I'm not surprised that it turns out Friday the 13th was in the same universe as Bruno Mattei's Terminator 2. I'm just surprised it took them this long to acknowledge it. Yes, they're practicing inside of a video game, but if this were supposed to be real, would it surprise you in this film? Jason finally gets the chance to say, "You and your friends are dead, game over," and he didn't take it. Disappointed. They're gonna wish they didn't play this with the Rumble Pack. Where's your micro ants now, arm guy? Emergency! We need someone else to finish the script. The writer's been killed. I'm glad this happened, men. I've been waiting years to say the phrase, "Look alive, people!" Meanwhile, Danny McBride is patiently awaiting his role in Alien Covenant. Joke's on him, this movie's better. Good one, assholes. You put 1,000 bullets in Jason, and it did nothing but kill all the weed. How else are we supposed to watch Jason X? This crew of soldiers has everyone. Creighton Duke X, Starbuck X, Michelle Rodriguez X. That guy X. Why am I even bothering to give these people fake names? He's screwed.
He's screwed.
Fuck you! For the last time, I'm not Tony Todd. I was in 300. Get back to hunting Jason. Maybe next time they'll think twice about taking field trips to abandoned planets. This is actually unrelated. She made the mistake of trying to shave while tripping over a spare machete. Make this son of a bitch pay. I bet that worked. Oh no, that didn't work. And he turned him into Rhodes from Day of the Dead. At least the ship now has an excellent haunted house ride. Again, I've seen how clumsy these people can be. That could have been an accident. Get your ass back in here, David Crosby. We need a good smoke now more than ever. The ship is approaching Solaris, which is either their destination point or they're just crashing into a Tarkovsky movie. The effects are slightly confusing. Is this a city they're crashing into or a space station? I'm sticking with a giant laserdisc player that's equipped with Russian sci-fi films. I'm sure it'll be fine. The Atop the Fourth Wall movie is epic! And while it is in space, we still get some series trademarks. In space, nothing will stop Jason from the window jump scare. This is a movie made up of people who think Jason can be bargained with, can be reasoned with, and can feel pain.
Guys! It's okay, he just wanted his machete back!
Thanks, Professor, for leaving us with a trailer line. They're all dressed up with no runway around for light years. I'm losing faith in the 25th century education system.
KM and I'll go to the supply hold. Meet you at the shuttle bay.
See you there. What's a bike?
But you people know what DVDs are? Get back to the death scenes. Sure. Oh no, when the lights flash like this, it means we're on a cheap TV show set.
Jesus, that's twisted.
And the catering sucks! Thank God, Brodsky's still alive and still badass. This whole future is weird.
You're lucky you weren't alive during the Microsoft conflict. Hell, we were beating each other with our own severed limbs.
Oh, come on, Windows Vista wasn't that bad. I think the weed is kicking in with this guy.
Whoa! Oh, shit, I got company here, people!
Nice reaction. The movie is now reacting to its death scenes the way my smartass reacts to them. It's okay, folks. I'm sure in the future we can blast away from a ship without unhooking first. Still better than Enterprise. I feel like I should be catching this movie at 2 a.m. on a weekend after Mutant X.
Oh, wow. Cam!
Relax, folks. My erection is still very much alive. Remember the powerful Mrs. Voorhees monologue about losing her son and her mind? Suck on that! Android versus Zombie Jason, bitch! Too bad you didn't try this out when you were attempting every death penalty method. Great. Now just don't eat his heart. Wait a minute. The microscopic ants. I always forget about the microscopic ants. I'm beginning to think this movie isn't taking itself very seriously. Not sure what's going on in the plot, but I know it has to involve the phrase, "Damn it, we need more time!" Ladies and gentlemen, we have a poster. Way to make Steel look like a bitch! This is Uber Jason. He's like regular Jason, but stronger and more metallic, plus he'll drive you to your destination point at a really low cost. I suppose someone needs to sacrifice themselves so that Jason can be mildly inconvenienced. Perhaps you shouldn't have made the ship's walls out of tinfoil.
Don't let go! Grab her hand! Reach out!
Reach for it!
Come on!
I can't! Jump!
Jump, damn it, jump! Come on!
Oh, the scene doesn't get that cheesy.
Oh, this sucks on so many levels!
It's the line that dared all of the negative reviews to use that quote, and they all took the bait. Uber Jason is in the ship, but never shows up at the right destination point. Now to hook up Miranda from Sex and the City's head to a machine, fix the ship, and cause a diversion to Jason. What the fuck? They put him in the set from The Burning! The scenery, the music. Jason is back in the virtual 80s. That is so 21st century. Sure, I could be watching the original Friday the 13th movie right now, but does that film have micro ants? I don't think so, nor does it have this.
Hey, you want a beer?
Or do you want to smoke some pot?
Or we can have premarital sex.
We love premarital sex!
I think this is a comedy. See, if only they were holograms in the other movie, they wouldn't have had to chop down this similar scene from part 7. Enough reminiscing, Spacin has to keep on not dying.
You've gotta be kidding me. Brodsky.
I must say, I prefer Space Jason over Space Leia. Makes more sense to me. Both of them are headed down to Earth 2, where Brodsky badasses himself to death along with Jason. It's possible Uber Jason burned up on entry, but another Uber serial killer will be on his way shortly, after he's done dropping off someone else on another planet. With Jason now on a completely different planet, think of all the possibilities. He has a whole new Crystal Lake to terrorize. This sets up so much more story. There's endless places to take the series now. Nothing comes of it. The next film was Freddy vs. Jason, and then a remake happened. Although there were comic book continuations of the Uber Jason incarnation, and Todd Farmer did lay out his sequel plans had the movie become a hit, the film went through release date hell. Just look at the poster. This Halloween, meet the perfect 10 in terror. The movie came out in the US in April, and that was nearly a year after it had already been released in Germany. Not during Halloween. The film barely broke even at the box office, but Todd Farmer later went on to pen the slasher remake My Bloody Valentine 3D, plus the modern cult classic Drive Angry 3D. I'm not looking forward to visiting the next 2 entries in the series. You could say that it's because there's nowhere else you can go once you've gone into outer space, but really, it's because of the lack of ants.
It's gonna take more than a poke in the ribs to put down this old dog. Yeah, that ought to do it.
Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Batteries, you got it.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Stoned Gremlin Productions. Follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob, or check out our homepage at thecinemasnob.com.